Welcome back, everyone, to Limbus Company. I am me. I'm joined by my good friend Hunter.
Oh,
And we have to do our usual 10 pull of the new banner, and we'll surely get the character. This is just the bait one.
it'll happen. It's just that easy. Trust.
It's gonna be upgraded. Fuck!
Damn.
Can you imagine, though? I was so ready.
So I don't think you need to pull on the banner for this one because you can just shark them right now if you have the sharks.
True, or I could do a temple.
Right. With Walpurgis right around the corner.
Yeah. 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 10. I really need to do a better job at
They moved
doing
inventory down
these.
by Lunacy.
Wonder I can't find it.
이단 신문관인가 뭔가 하는 것들이 난잡한 짓거리를 한지 얼마나 되었다.
You still got a good few, but yeah, new mirror dungeon came out.
Ooh. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I did 6 and I got 1 in each of them. Very nice, very nice.
That's quite the low roll.
200. Wait, who is the fucking person? Fucking
It's Sinclair.
Okay.
200 would be
이
overkill.
날개의 망치라는 놈들은 항상 이 시간마다 바쁘고
175.
또 쓸데없는
Still
저녁
overkill, but
찬미를 하러
cake.
몰려갔나. 이단 신문관인가 뭔가
Yes, I wrote them.
소신은 아직 별의 이름을 잇기에 부족한 법. 언젠가의 나를 위해 주인님을 보필하며
I think this is a really fun set though, having each of the people. Definitely interested, like when we get to the Kanto, we actually get to see who these characters actually are.
I think it's quite a fun Kanto.
Man, he looks wild.
He's so fucking ridiculously strong.
이 날개의 망치라는
He's not quite Malfaust, but he's like right next to her, man.
Alright. Get out of here. You're being benched for other. Yep. Okay, I want. It looks so much different with night mode. I like it. Get up there. I don't even know if he's good or not, or if I'm gonna use him.
He's really strong.
Skip will do this at some point.
After Kanto 9.
After Kanto 9, which will be there in like a year.
Right around the corner. Trust me.
Yeah.
해오던 대로 방송을 켜겠다.
Fucking. What's Rupture 1? Not a done team.
제가 괜히 먹을 것들을 사들고 오는 것이
흡수며
아닙니다.
I buy the sinners snacks for a reason, Dante.
부수적인 효과를 기대했었죠.
불끈한 지원의 뻔.
I enjoyed the music.
Kanto 8 music, I think, is downright incredible. There's some banger tracks.
Oh, so I was browsing Steam, and I got recommended fucking, was it like Wo Lin Phone Nasty or something to that effect?
Lin or whatever, yeah.
And I got recommended, and I remember seeing it like a long time ago, like when it first came out, and I went, it just looks like a Dark
It's like the Team
Souls.
Ninja's version of Sekiro, right?
Yeah, that's what it looked like, and I kind of shrugged. I was like, I don't need another one of those. And I saw it this time, and I found out it's Team Ninja's version of Sekiro, but it's during the Three Kingdoms War. I went, oh!
Oh!
I can fight Lu Bu as a Sekiro-esque boss and get the shit kicked out of me.
That
Oh!
does sound quite fun.
지금은 좋았어요.
And then get good enough at the game where I with my brawling weapon sprint up to Lu Bu and just fucking suplex him into the ground.
You're good enough to dumpster Lu Bu in combat.
I wonder if he is a gay lover for your main character like he was in Dice Warriors game.
Probably not.
Probably not. That seemed more of like a one-off thing, and I have no idea where it came from to make him have those voice lines when in the Three Kingdoms War. His only motivating factor is his wife Diao Chan.
Truly a inspired idea.
You have awoken a fire within me, and you must take responsibility for it. You have showed me that there is something greater than strength, and I shall have you. Oh,
대성공이야. 다른
It's
친구.
almost menacing.
이제 깨우치시겠.
what do you think? Would you follow me into battle as my chosen companion? Sorry, Lu Bu, you die. You're not one of the Three Kingdoms. You die. Ah, very good, I understand. So if you love something, you must let it go, and I will track you down. I'm very good at hunting.
오, 잠이 깨긴 하네 이거.
Crazy work.
매번 큰일 있기 전에 시비나 걸리고 시작하니까 결국 이렇게까지 몸을 풀어야 직성이 풀리게 되어버렸네요.
그래도
에머슨.
유용한 준비 운동이었다.
How you doing?
그런데 홍루 씨는 왜 지금까지 가주 대전에 참가를 할 생각이 없었던 건가요? 다른 형제자매분들은 아주 오래전부터
I don't know.
기다려왔던
Maybe he has like some trauma with seeing how like the rest of his family acted about it or something. Ah.
가주가 되고 싶다고 생각한 적은 한 번도 없었으니까요.
정말로 다행이지.
Just came to say hi. I won't be here long. Gotta work tomorrow. Fair enough, Raptor. Thanks for coming. Glad you were able to make it.
태어나지 않았다면
Good luck with work.
다른 형제
Good luck with work.
가주 대전을 준비하며 힘든 시간을 겪어야 했을 거란다.
I have to find out if I'm streaming Resident Evil tomorrow in the morning or at night.
너를 아껴줄 거란다.
That depends if my friends want to all join for it or not.
많은 것을 보며 살아가다오. 우리 집안의 옥.
I'm gonna play it like right when I get home.
Fair enough. I don't blame you. More memories. God, this is a weird fucking thing. What's wrong, you song? You seem kinda distraught.
어제 파우스트 양이 일컬어 주었던 계획 말이요. 나는 사실 그리 탐탁지가 않소.
And the plan
저도요.
detestable.
하지만 홍루 씨가 괜찮다고 하셨으니까요.
그런데 그걸 계획이라고 부를 수가 있는 건가요?
행동의 지침과 기대 목표가 있으니 계획이란
It matches the definition of a plan, given that it has instructions.
가주 대전에
Things happen in order.
없으니까요.
I love Mersol so fucking much.
또 한 줄 키를 남겼군.
We'll be free from aging and death. Look, become
세월이
Wormhead, man.
포크라님 왜
They're not in pain. I don't know what you're talking about. Ignore the screaming.
The screaming is just noise, you know?
It's just noise. It's not pain. We entered the hall where the first round was to be held. As always, the servant by the gate announced our arrival with the resounding holler we'd grown to expect.
투기장이나
And last time we played, I was sick, and like I can tell I'm reading better, and I don't remember like basically anything that happened outside of we went and then we got almost died. Welcome to the audience seats, which were brimming with people, were divided into stair-like terraces. On the platform at the opposite end of the hall, 3 shadows of chairs could be seen cast on the obscuring curtain fabric. As for us, we followed the attendant's guidance and stood next to the other participants at the circular area in the center. So, are evaluations happening past those curtains? How does it make you feel, Hunter, that the vast majority of the next generation won't be able to play this game?
Even the people who play this game are already illiterate. What hope do the even younger ones have?
That's true. The amount of people I've seen, like, who just missed the point. But I was like,
It's a sad thought.
we're in the death spiral, and no one really cares.
Everyone's too busy trying to afford to live in the death spiral to care that it's the death
No one
spiral.
recognizes. And then,
괜찮아요.
oh wait, my favorite thing, Anthropic and ChatGPT. Anthropic, who owns Claude, which is like America's most expensive AI, and ChatGPT, are both bitching and moaning and whining to the government that China is training their AI off of ChatGPT and Claude.
Incredible.
And I find it so goddamn funny.
The irony, my God.
The fucking irony to be like, they're without
They're stealing our
authorization,
data.
they're stealing our data, and then complaining to the government about it. It's like, oh my God. Like, remember when ChatGPT said that, like, if you didn't want your information used, you should have opted out preemptively?
You should have preempted, like, blocked all of your data from being used.
You
Just
should have
in
like
advance.
knew this was happening and opted out for it, and now you can't do it.
다시 만나도
Obviously, that's the correct answer.
인연이 있다면 이야기할 기회가 닿을 테죠.
시작하나 보네요.
The curtain stood open, and the old woman we saw from yesterday's banquet walked out to the platform.
나는 운이 따라줘.
I don't know
오래전
why.
감호의 자리에
But
올랐지만
my brain just went to like
세월이 지나
Big Bad from an anime.
산하를 흘러다니려 한다.
Like one of the Demon Slayer, like hit whatever his name was, like one of his forms or whatever.
Kibutsuchi Musan.
Yeah. This is just one of them.
Jamu is one of Musan's forms. I could see it.
그리하여 앉았던 자리는 공석이 될진저 자격을 갖춘 자는 이를 메워야 할지니 카씨, 설씨, 왕씨, 사씨가의 기둥들로 이루어진 이 대관원에 우리가 하루도 잊지 않고 추구하던 하나의 질문에 대한 답을 그대들은 전력을 다하여 찾아왔을 것이라 믿는다.
I have the answer to immortality. Just be better than everybody else. It is truly a skill issue.
They're just not cool enough.
Who's the woman next to her?
아, 제 첫째 누나인 원춘 누나예요. 큐사에 아주 높으신 분과 혼례를 치르는 아주
The secret immortality, being better than everybody else.
비록 다른 둥지에 머물고 있던 몸이지만 고륙의 정을 나누고 천륜의 지성을 다할 수 있도록 잠시 자리하였으니 최선을 다해
그려봐야지.
진리를 살피겠노라. 누군가는 순조롭게, 누군가는 천만 고비 끝에 이 해답을 가져왔을 터. 하지만 1차 심사의 기회는 단 한 번뿐. 그럼에도 그대들은 모두 이곳 대관원의 후계자들이었으며 탈락마저도 대관원의 부흥이 되리라. 이제부터 호명하는 순서대로 나와 불로, 불사, 장생의 진귀한 해답을 시연하거라. 시연이 불가하다면 거짓 없는 증거를 내보여야 한다. 놓치지 말고 버리지 말라. 젊음은 영원 무궁하리라.
After their respective speeches, Jia Yanchuan and Jia Mu disappeared behind the curtains atop the platform.
첫 번째 참가자.
It seemed that Hong Lu's father assumed the role of the host for the first round.
왕씨 가문의 인.
Wang Ren, the first to be summoned, walked up to the platform. And this is where we find out this is actually a death game. Behind him was his faction, who were dragging someone by rope toward the platform.
빨리 와라, 멍청한 것.
누구를 데려가는 거죠? 저 정도의 움직임이면 강제로 끌고 가는 것 같다만.
불로불사. 봐라. 태어날 때 주어진 몸뚱아리 이상의 단계로 진보를 꿈꾸는 건 어느 날개나 가지고 있는 수건인가 봐. 홍원의 불로불사도 그런 맥락이겠지.
Trevor's VA knocks out of the fucking park. Like every goddamn line.
Yeah!
That man gives 110%.
They moved on.
피주머니를 데려왔군.
That's when we were finally able to recognize who the candidate dragged up to the stage. To know for Julius's voice actor knocks out the part, I need to know what his regular voice is.
Yeah, that's true.
To know if he knocks out the part, I need to know his regular voice is. Because if that's his regular voice, then he's just monotone reading. If that's not his regular voice, he does an amazing
That's
job.
downright incredible, yeah.
The eyes unfocused and red, mouthstick of jewel dribbling down the mouthguard, meaningless snarling. That is a mindless blood bag.
혈귀가 불로불사의 답이 될 수 있는 것이요.
I mean, gestures vaguely at Dawn.
블루와 가깝게 느껴질 수도 있겠지만 저희는 이미 알고 있다시피 혈귀 또한 피를 섭취하지 못하면 늙고 쇠약해집니다. 짐작컨대 저들이 원하는 답과는 한참 멀 것이라고 예상되는군요.
After some struggle, the blood bag was dragged kicking and growling past the curtains atop the platform.
저것이 소문으로나 들리던 혈귀라는 것인가?
저걸로 되겠나? 아는 사람이 몇 없긴 해도 심사를 맡고 계신 분들에겐 고리타분한 주제일 텐데 말이야.
Lukewarm trivia.
왕가 녀석 퍽이나 철박했나 본데.
저거는 게으른 거 아니면 오지랖 것이야.
생각보다 혈귀에 대해 아는 이들이 많구려.
Isn't that on?
본래 혈기는 각 둥지에 퍼져 있으니 알만한 자는 아는 것도.
They're in every net. Oh, yeah, okay, bad. After a brief moment that lasted less than a minute, Wang Ren and his faction emerged from behind the curtains and descended from the platform.
The masquerade style blood fiends just chilling in the powerful and wealthy sectors.
Yep.
자리에 서라.
Then they ascended the round podium behind the platform as ordered.
왕이 가주 심사 1차 결과
My hands are dry.
탈락.
Elimination.
안 돼. 피. 무한한 피만 있으면 이들은 영원할 거라니까요, 가모님.
아니,
As an expert on the subject,
심사하는 자들의 비원, 진정한 불로불사가 무엇인지는 본인도 모르네만 피에 종속되어 영혼을 고통받는 혈기는 그 방법에 손꼽힐 수 없네.
그런. 하지만 기억은 그대로 가지고 있다고 사냥꾼 놈들이.
모든 욕망과 감정의 방향이 피로 귀결되어 비틀어질 거다. 끝없이 불행한 삶만이 남았다면 모를까. 저렇게 놓고 싶지 않은 것으로 가득한 자들에게.
it seems odd for her to say, like, if it's to be a blood bag, sure, yeah, but like, Dawn, you have other desires than just blood.
것이 아니라 정신의 족쇄를 채워
She
피의 노예가 되어
can also only
지속하는
express those desires as a result of her super magical feat constructs, locking away the bloodline hunger sealed within her.
Okay, counterpoint. The other, all the other ones also had desires beyond blood, just until it hit the point of them not having blood for.
Well, the point is that
Oh.
everything comes after the blood. Everything is tainted by the hunger for the blood.
What about original Kyoto? Whoever his name was.
The Dad Quixote.
Dad Kyoto, what about him? He seemed pretty chill.
He also, I think, was only chill because he had the whole ass family line spread to so many kindred generations. So I believe his hunger was spread amongst a ton. of
Well,
other blood
you know
fiends.
what? That sounds like an answer-ish. Like, here's a proof.
It's a pyramid scheme, dude. It's a
Here-
fucking pyramid scheme. It's not sustainable.
Here's proof. Here's proof. Good luck becoming a first kindred, but here you go. Immortality until you decide to not do the thing that you need.
It's like selling an MLM as a way to get wealthy. It's literally an MLM. Hey, if you're an early adopter, you can get a lot out of this. It's
Man,
so
I
good.
look at this. I look at how this family is already structured.
It might be an improvement.
It might be an improvement. I look at how this family is already structured. Look! We have the lower class, the middle class, the upper class.
No. It's different. No, they're right.
하물며 진짜 고위 혈귀를 데려온 것도 아닌 피주머니를 데려왔으니 성의 또한 부족하다 보이는구나.
왕가인 진작 탈락한 자에게 걸맞지 않은 이유를 친히 알리셨으니 이를 생애 마지막에 은혜로 하시게.
I was right. The podium suddenly opens up under their feet, casting Wang Ren and the blood back to its depth with a blood-curdling screech. And this is where they find out it's a death game. That's what happens when you fail to pass.
이거 그냥 극적인 연출을 위한 거지? 저기 떨어져도 다시 올려보내주는 거지?
그럴 리가. 구멍 아래에서부터 지독하게 고인 고통의 냄새가
No, Ryoshu. I cannot, in fact, smell that.
요시도 참 점점 살벌한 농담이 늘고 있다니까.
저 발판 아래는 어디로 이어지는 거지? 낙함으로 추측 건데.
Judging by the Doppler effect.
아마도 가문의 오래된 비밀들이 있는 장소일 거예요. 아, 당연히 보물 같은 건 아니랍니다. 보통 사람들이 알려고 든다면 흑수들이 찾아오는 정도려나요?
본격적으로 준비했네요.
A visit from a Heisho?
I feel like most of with the exception of like the heads of the families question mark, I feel like most of the Heishos aren't really that big of a threat to us at this point. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like
They are.
Okay.
At least in terms of like the average Heisho versus the average Sinner, they are still a step above.
God, we suck.
No, those are just the personal like elite forces of a whole ass corporation.
No, we suck.
The fuck, this is like being upset you don't compare to SEAL Team 6. It's like,
Nah.
yeah, they're probably a little better.
We suck.
Fair enough.
Look, could Otis look at the people who she could probably backhand to death before this and not go, I suck?
That's a matter of perspective. And also, yeah, that would probably suck.
I truly can't imagine being in Otis's position. I can get Dawn, because Dawn's, you know, weakened for whatever, so, like, this is more probably what she's used to. But Otis has been shown and proven right with her confidence of the entirety of this game so far that she should be second in command. She has been proven that she's at least second strongest.
Sounds like she's a woman of being second place. Can't win a single thing.
and now she has to, like, go through life when Lord knows, because again, the only actual gauge we have is Dawn, who was insane, but that's our only metric, is that she's second behind Dawn, and that without a metric,
that gap could be crazy.
yeah, like,
or...
that doesn't, without a gap of what third is, that gap could be insane.
I think it's cooler to imagine it might have been a decently close.
Yeah,
match.
that's why I prefer to imagine, because it's funny. It's more entertaining. It's more entertaining to imagine that Otis could have been the whatever knight that Dad Quixote fought.
The Night of the White Moon.
Yeah, that Otis could be on that level. That's more fun to imagine.
Absolutely.
It's not accurate.
It's
but
not
it's
accurate.
It's more
But,
fun to imagine.
Like, I mean, Otis marched through all of La Mancha Land with her stick up her ass the whole time. Like, she did not. She was not like, oh no, these blood fiends are so frightening. She's like so pouty and upset and angry about the blood fiends the whole time. So it's not like she's like terrified of them. So it could have been pretty close.
To be fair, though, right? if I was in the situation of the sinners, I would probably also be like that. At this point in the story,
yeah,
I
could
hundreds of times I have died and been revived by fucking Dante. Going through another stupid ass thing like this, like, here we go again.
That's fair.
Because, like, I mean, because you say, like, oh, you know, Otis walked out with a stick-up rest. Fucking the only person who was scared was Sinclair. Everyone else was like, ooh.
It's pretty even-keeled, yeah.
Everyone else was chill, including Yi-Song, who is weaker than Sinclair. Fuck Yi-Song, my god, my guy.
He's so weak.
That would be heartbreaking. To go through, like, the 2 years of Sinclair being Sinclair, and then you find out you're weaker than him.
I'd
shattered.
I would never come back from that mentally.
두 번째 참가자.
It's a good thing Yi-Song's such a chill guy right now.
He
tanked it really well, actually. He was a bit sad, and he got over it.
Well, you know, he was like so happy to be like, oh, I'm the strongest. I can unite us. And, like, you're the weakest. It went, oh. Because he was more sad that he lost like the uniter role or whatever. That's what he was sad about. He was so happy he was gonna be able to like unite the sinners finally.
Yeah, he just wants everyone to be friends.
He was so happy that's what he's gonna get to do. He'd get to be the guiding light for the sinners. And then they went, no.
No. You're pathetic.
No. It went, oh. He's out there a few more names and subsequent failures. We couldn't hear what exactly they were talking about beyond the curtains, and unlike the very loud and obvious blood bag, the answers other candidates brought were less obvious, so all we had to go on were the shadows of the desperate attempts to explain things before the judges.
뭐냐?
질리고 지루하다는 뜻이다.
Longer we watched the death toll rise, the less shocking they became.
아 이거 합격이란 게 있긴 있는 거야?
8번째 참가자 설씨 가문의 보차.
Okay, so after the events of Limbus Company and whatever happens, which of the sinners are still staying friends?
Oh,
Sinclair is Ryoshu is going to force Sinclair.
Ryoshu and Sinclair would stay friends. Gregor and Rogia, probably. I think... Would Dawn?
Yisong
I
and
think
Faust.
Dawn-
Yisong and Faust would. Dawn
Dawn and Merceau.
Merceau. I think Merceau would
It'd
be.
be Dawn dragging Merceau around to do shit.
Dawn would drag Merceau around, and Merceau would go along with it. I think Merceau would say friends of any of them who reached out to him first.
He would maintain perfect contact with anyone who reached out for exactly as long as they are reaching out.
Yep.
But he would never initiate contact.
Yep. But if anyone asked him, "Hey, do you want to come hang out?" he would be there.
Unless he has a priorly scheduled.
Unless he has a
event.
priorly scheduled thing. Trying to think of any other ones. I don't think Otis would. I don't think Otis likes any of them.
No, at least not yet.
I think she tolerates at best like Merceau, Faust, and
Ishmael at this point.
Ishmael. I think that's like the extent.
I think Ishmael and Heathcliff would stay friends. If only because, like, they both have no real social circle anymore. Even in Canto 5, Ishmael was like, you guys are the only friends I have left. She just killed the rest of them during her canto. Heathcliff has no one, so he'd stick around.
Heathcliff has no one.
I imagine if Faust's story ends with her disconnecting from the Gesellschaft, then she might stick around, because they're people that she knows fairly authentically.
They're probably the only people she knows authentically.
Well, there's probably a time before Faust was in the Gesellschaft.
Maybe?
Faust
Maybe.
did have a childhood, maybe.
Maybe.
Assuming
We
she's
don't
not a
know.
homunculus or automaton, which she could be. She very well could be.
Well, it also all like depends on how the Gesellschaft works, right? Like,
That's true.
it all depends on how it works, and we won't know that for year, 2.
2 years, probably.
Probably, and even then, it's probably not going to go super in depth. Is that they're not going to explain the minutia.
God, I'm so interested in Faust Canto.
Yeah. I so like my headcanon of it when if Dante like actually legit dies, time reverts to a point, and then Faust
In which
has
that did not happen.
well no like it reverts back to before the start of the game, and Faust has to
The
go
Faust time loop theory, right? I remember this.
yes, and Faust has to like go through everything, because that explains. At least for me, a bit how she acts and the words she uses, and how Virgilius acts around.
it just that feels a little too thematically similar to Angela for them to retread it with Faust. Because that
I mean,
whole like
thematically, I guess, yeah, but
the lot of what Angela went through in Lobotomy Corporation was basically that, where if there was any point that she did anything that deviated from the perfect script, everything would just reset. So she has like thousands of years worth of memories of fixing everyone's problems, and then basically it being invalid and being forced to fuck them up intentionally.
it would add up for why Faust really doesn't try to fight with people's issues.
That's true.
She really doesn't. It wouldn't. It doesn't. It, like, there's a lot of things that doesn't work for. Like, if you know, when she's like, oh, if you think you're in trouble, then you can detonate your brain to, do some damage. Like, that doesn't make sense if there's a time lapse.
She was like willing for that to be a thing rather than have Dante's head technology fall into the Middle's hands.
Yeah.
Which was kind of crazy, knowing what we know about Faust.
Like, that segment doesn't make sense if it's the time thing, period. Unless, like, if they capture him alive and then they figure it out, and then that could break other things. But that's coming up with an explanation for why my theory doesn't work.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of have my own crack theory is that Otis might have known Dante prior to joining Limbus Company. Dante and Otis might have known each other beforehand.
That would be the funniest thing for fucking Otis's Kanto. That Otis and Dante were best fucking friends.
I think
Dante.
There are a couple reasons I think it's not entirely impossible.
Otis and Dante, best fucking friends. Dante is actually Otis's commander while they were in the military, wherever the fuck Otis was in.
Unironically! Yes!
Hold on. And then Otis, Dante is forced to put on the clock for whatever reason. And Otis's entire agreement for joining this is to get Dante back. That's Otis's contract. The entire reason Otis is here, and why she's so fucking done with everyone who isn't Dante.
It's possible.
If she gets all the golden bows or whatever, then she can have Dante, or her best buddy, back. It's possible. Don't break it. Ah, God. Imagine if I was one of those big streamers where, like, I have like 10,000 viewers, and then fucking the CEO of Project Moon
in the chat,
posting vague
emojis.
Vague emojis. Yeah. I've actually had I've had devs in streams before for their games. It was really cool. They got really mad at me because I wasn't playing the game right.
That's incredible.
This is supposed to be a stealth section. You're not supposed to kill everyone.
But it works.
If there's no one alive to report me, I'm stealthy.
어머, 아는 사람이다.
She was technically our competition, but it seemed that she managed to give the sinners quite the positive impression with yesterday's brief encounter. Some of them were even cheering her on. We couldn't see exactly what it was that Zhu Baochai brought, but she was also holding something as she entered past the curtains.
설가 보차. 심사 결과.
I would never remember to say it that way. After a brief meeting with the judges, which, going by the shadows cast on the curtains, appeared to have gone better than we had expected, she emerged. And as soon as she did, Bucha immediately turned in our direction Honglu to be
Baochai.
Well, but then, or at least, at least it sounded like the voice actor said Bucha.
They're saying Korean like localizations of the Chinese names.
That makes sense. Okay.
Like the Jia clan is Ka in Korean.
Okay.
Like Honglu is being called not Zhao Baoyu but Ka Bo, which is like a Korean translation of it.
And began excited, waving her hand.
합격.
Podium beneath her remained shut. Oh, how convenient!
그래도 잠깐이나마 인연을 맺었던 얼굴이 무적행으로 떨어지는 건 보고 싶지 않았기에.
My phone! Big on alarm!
17번째 참가자. 가시 가문의 시춘.
Chichun!
시춘 씨 차례인가 봐요.
She slowly ascended the platform, unaccompanied. The owner hands a tightly sealed gourd bottle.
비로소 얻었나 보네요.
She found the water from the river we saw in Don Quixote's memories back then?
말도 안 돼. 그 레테를?
정말 그곳에 도달했을 가능성은 한없이 낮습니다. 물론 천문학적 확률을 뚫고서 그 강까지 도달했을 확률까지 부정하진 않습니다만 저들의 역량으로 이 짧은 시간 동안 가장 깊은 곳 중 한 곳의 원료에 도달한다는 것은 파우스트로서도 상상하기 어렵군요.
House is very fervently
나중에
denying
방법을
the possibility.
찾거나
That's bullshit.
것은 아닐지.
She's almost like offended at the implication that they could have gone to Lane.
Faust knows many things, but even Faust knows it does not know how that would be even possible.
They are not that guy.
They are not that guy.
네, 아마도 저들이 원하던 정신의 불사와 밀접한 관계가 있을 테죠. 그 정보를 알고 있는 이도 극소수인 만큼 저 병에 담긴 것이 유효하다면 파우스트 역시 합격률이 높다고 생각합니다.
가시 시춘. 합격.
귀한 걸 얻어왔구나. 네 세가로 이걸 얻어.
So water from a minor tributary of the river Don Quixote drank from to like forget her memories.
원춘 언니.
As Sos expected, all three judges appeared quite satisfied by what Jia Zichun brought before them. N-Corp.
해오던 대로 방송을 켜겠다.
N-Corp?
N-Corp?
그 다음
What are they doing?
18번째 참가자.
대체 몇 명이나 있는 거야 이 집안 사람들은?
가시 가문의 환.
The fucking edgelords. Our first meeting of that man was less than amicable, and I had a strong feeling that another one wasn't going to do anything to improve that. Jia Huan walked up to the platform. Look, it's the fucking Myoshu ID! We all fell asleep hearing a familiar name.
And the Yishang.
I could feel that some sinners were growing tense, some of them even gritting their teeth. The other man, closely following Jia Huan, holding what looked like the egg of an abnormality, was also a familiar face. I'd seen him many times in Yisang's memories.
단테, 저 사람들이 입고 온 거 보여요?
에고 장비다.
LCE처럼 새로운 추출법을 알아냈거나 혹은 로보토미에서 구해온 곳으로 추정되는군요.
구보가 들고 있는 것은 환상체의 알인 듯 보이는 구려.
저걸 그대로 보여줄 셈인가?
How's that? That's anything? Well, you see, Dante, if you eat the abnormality egg, something happens.
Just eat
환상체
it.
역시
Just eat it.
불로 불사에 가까운 존재라 해석할 수도 있으니까요.
어떤 환상체의 알인지가 관건이겠군.
하지만 제가 아는 가완 형이라면 실패할 거라고 생각되는 것엔 절대 목숨을 걸지 않을 거예요.
가시환 1차 심사 합격.
Contrary to most of our wishes, Jia Huan managed to pass the first round as well.
Whoa, Dante, where's that hostility coming from?
Many more candidates. Damn it, they didn't die. One of them carried a massive, mysterious coffin. One of them brought a thick book, and one of them presented a cage so tiny that we couldn't see what was within. Some of them managed to pass, while some of them were sent screaming into the mysterious abyss. As we waited and watched the candidates come and go, people from N-Corp, their turn complete, approached us.
아직 황혼이 되기에는 이른 시각일 터인데 다시 마주하는 것이
Hello, I'm funny, shoot you in the back ID. As if through his own words, back at the LCE, that he's come to accept certain things as they are, Yi-Song coolly regarded his old friend who is now working for N-Corp.
알량하고 앙상한 새 쉼터가
후보.
퍽 자네 마음에 든 모양이야. 그리 농하는 건 구인회가 무너진 뒤에 처음 보는 것 같으니.
어쩐 일로 내게 걸음한 것이여. 살갑게 담소를 나누기엔 쌓인 감정이 많지 않은가.
내가 보자고 한 건 아니니 오해는 마시게. 내 팀메이트가 제 가족 얼굴을 한번 보고 싶다 해서 겸사겸사 들린 것뿐이니 말이야.
가주대전이 열리니 모두들 대관원으로 돌아오는구나. 그날 이후로는 처음 보네, 형.
세상 물정엔 청맹관이처럼 어둡고 가주라면 칠색팔색을 하던 네가 여긴 왜 올라온 거냐? 저 냄새나는 것들이
I was kind of forced to be
이번엔
here.
어딜 빌붙은 거지? 네 역겨운 속을 모르고 겉에반에 쫓아다니는 설가의 여시? 아니면 아직도 그 시절을 잊지 못하고 허공을 헛도는 말이나 내뱉는 널 싸고 도는 시춘이냐? 왜 살리지 않았지? 질문을 바꾸지. 왜 그 애만 살린 것이냐, 가복?
형, 사람은 필연코 죽기 마련이야. 곧 다음 심사가 시작됩니다.
Not a great answer.
참가자분들은
Not a great
자리로
answer,
돌아가
no.
주십시오.
죽어있는 시종 따위가
돌아가지. 구태여 더 이어갈 대화는 아닐 테니.
아주 만남의 광장이 따로 없군.
괜히 기분만 잡쳤네. 저 자식들 또 우리 걸 뺏어가려고 온 거 맞지?
그런 것 치곤 태도가 묘하긴 했는데.
어느 쪽이든 저들보다 높은 순위로 대전을 마치는 게 안전할 테죠.
또 떨어졌네요. 이걸 지켜보고 있는 사람들 중에서 저 사람의 가족들도 있을 텐데 괜찮은 걸까요?
Sinclair mutters, watching another candidate fall down the trapdoor.
보고 있다면 마음이 정말 좋지 않을 것 같은데요.
싱클레어, 우리 뒤쪽에 있는 관객 아까 떨어진 자의 부모야.
저런 걸 자식이라고 끼고 살았다니. 에이, 한심하군.
그래도 우리 셋째는 잘 해낼 거예요. 애초에 저 녀석에겐 별로 기대도 하지 않았잖아요.
가주가 되기만을 위해 살아왔다는 건 이런 것까지 포함하는 이야기였네요.
많은 분들이 가주가 되는 걸 간절히 바란답니다. 물론 저분들처럼 자신이 가주가 되는 대신 자신과 친하거나 피로 이어진 누군가 가주가 되는 걸 바라시는 분도 있지만요.
직접 가주가 되지 않더라도 밀접한 이가 가주에 오르는 곳으로 평생의 입신양명과 부귀영화를 손에 넣겠다는 심산인가.
그렇게 만든 건 유통기한이 짧지.
이런 뜻하지 않은 기회로 인해 오랫동안 보지 못했던 형제자매들의 안부도 알 수 있게 되었네요.
27번째 참가자 설씨
반.
가문의 반.
Oh Jesus!
Shuipan?
반? 어디서 들어본
Got that fucking like the Chinese
고차 누나의
jumping
오라버니
zombie, I forget
되시는
what they're called.
분이에요.
Yeah, the Jiangxi or something like that.
Something like that. Zhu Pan walked up to the platform, holding what appears to be a large jar of multiple talismans. Talismans! Plastered over.
눈빛이 뭔가
But the thingy on your face, did you become jumpy zombie?
여기 안 그런 사람이 어디 있어요?
근데 나도 느꼈어. 약간 뭐랄까.
Instead of ascending to the platform and into the curtains, he walked up to the podium.
너 죽고 나 죽자 같은 느낌인데.
참가자 설반 항상 안으로 들어가시오.
고든 길이 아니어야 재미를 보는 법. 좋은 구경은 다 같이 하는 게 이치에 맞지 않겠나?
Oh! Fuck it up. He places the jar on the ground. And from within, a desiccated hand emerges.
주술 따위로 장난질을 치는군.
Yoshu muttered with palpable distaste. Interesting. Why is he...
안에서 뭐가 나온 거야?
Corpses, the desiccated flesh covered in a light, sparse layer of old papers, crawled out of the jar and began to shamble. They're neither distortions nor abnormalities.
피주머니나 환상체에 종속된 것들과 비슷해 보이는군. 이성이 남아있질 않는 것으로 보아 목표도 무작위겠지. 강한 사리를 지속적으로 내보이는 것으로 보아 틀림없이 눈앞에 있는 것들을 무차별적으로 공격할 것 같습니다. 관리자님, 전투 명령을.
Jar monster set upon the audience, stuffing the struggling, still breathing victims into the room.
범연이 날개에서 주최하는 가주 대전이 진행 중인데 주최 측에서 수습해줘야 하는 거 아니에요?
가주 대전에서 다른 사람들을 해하면 안 된다 같은 규칙은 없으니까요.
규칙이 없다고 정말 아무 대응도 안 해버린다는 거야? 나 참...
어떻게 해야 해? 우리가 나서야 해?
살아남은 다음에 가주 대전에 무사히 참가를 해야겠죠?
We should probably survive.
이게 뭐야?
We should probably survive.
As the monsters began to swarm in, some began scattered and ran away, while some stood their ground and fought back. Those who did neither were the ones getting slaughtered.
Shuipan seems like a upstanding fella.
Yeah, simultaneously reminded of Sade, and the confident smile she flashed at me as she reassured us that we should be able to pass the first round with little to no trouble. Looks like we have no choice but to take them down.
웃기는 자식들. 끝나고 나서 고래구이 파티를 열어주겠다고 하니
Clyde.
여기 좀 낫나?
Yeah, Clyde. Dies after dealing 10 damage.
Unbreakable. Ha.
Unbreakable. Hee hee.
Haha, kills itself to hurt you.
Uh-huh. If this unit kills itself, apply one attack power up.
Monster from the gorged and devoured jar of loneliness.
Ah. Returns presence to kills itself, apply to return times 5. Kills it. Wow, that's a lot of rupture. And all that reading and then P plus center.
What?
All that reading and then P plus center.
P plus enter.
말로 받아내라. 저 해충들을 구려내. 하나 넘고 둘 넘고 꺾고 제쳐라. 오야 그렇게 시원하게 처리하니 보는 맛이 나고 일 처리는 빠르게 하는 편이야. 덜 답답한 법이지.
Please, thank you, Jesus Christ.
방금의 공격 폭신 그 자체였다.
No one singular poison.
Unavoidable poison. My God.
To be fair, like at least in the early games, like the guaranteed poison like did nearly kill me.
목을 떨궈주마. 고작 이 정도 탕후의 허덕이나.
가름 신나.
Um,
부를까?
Yeah, I'm really excited for RE9 tomorrow.
불가 위야.
I really enjoyed 7 and 8, and oh, yeah, we'll see.
I hope it's.
이번에는 제대로 들어가.
I mean, I hope it's as good as 7 and like the 2 and 4 remakes. I liked all those a lot.
All right.
If it's only as good as 8, I'm also fine with that because I really enjoyed playing 8, even if I don't think it's an amazing game.
I don't think 8's an amazing game. I did enjoy it though. It was fun. Like I stand by. Ethan is a fun character, although he is incredibly whiny.
I imagine Grace is probably also going to be super whiny, considering she's like
Well, I'll
very
be,
normal person core like Ethan.
Well, it's like I'll be
But I think
honest,
it'll be
like-
balanced by Leon being dope.
Yeah, it'll be about. But I'll be honest. Like with RE7, I gave Ethan some leeway, but RE8 he had dealt with this before. Get over it.
바람 불어오는 대로
RE7, Ethan, you've already had your arm cut off and reattached, your leg cut off and reattached, blown up multiple times, and a bunch of other shit. Get over it. So, like RE9, you know, for her first game, if she's if her lore is she is just a regular person in here, her being whiny, fine, whatever, accepted.
승객이 딱콩 한 방 먹였어.
Fucking did the suicide bomb, did like 20 damage. Ew.
Incredibly strong.
또 한 줄 키를 남겼군.
The thumb.
핏물질.
준비한 대로만 하면
승객들, 뭔가 기분 좋은 일이라도 있었던 거야?
시간 끌 것 없이 모조리 치워버리죠.
말로 받아내라.
I reminded of watching someone do a challenge video in RE8. It was like just basic knife only on the hardest difficulty.
Because I like spending 30 minutes on a boss.
Yeah, he's like, and I've done the math, and for me to kill Dimitrescu, I need to stab her like 1,000 times without messing up once because she does instant kill me. Deep inhale.
Does it?
And I wonder if I think actually I wonder if RE9 is gonna have which knife it's gonna have, like you know RE2, RE3, and RE4 with the disposable knives, or the other ones where it's just an infinite thing you have that's just really shit.
Good question. I don't know how the inventory system works in this one.
고작 이 정도 탕류의 허덕이나.
You played the RE4 remake, right?
Yeah, Leon's incredible parry.
Leon's insane parry, like goddamn, that was so fun to do. But I'm talking
Parry the
more
chainsaw.
the charms, and I'm not 100% convinced those aren't just placebos. Like, I got like the striker charm, which is like a 12% move speed increase. And I am not convinced that isn't a placebo.
Someone probably has the frame data for it somewhere.
Cause like it says 12%. I feel like 12% should be noticeable. I fucking get it.
이제 깨우치시길.
나라묘야 그렇게 했으면 되지. 길을 열어라. 이만하면 훌륭한.
I don't know. I hope. So I understand from at least from what I've heard, what you've said. I've understood that like the girls campaign is gonna be the regular survival horror, and then Leon's part is gonna be fucking Modern Warfare.
Well, it's gonna be like a Leon part.
Yeah. I hope they don't do it like how Chris was, because Chris was really funny. I don't want that 2 REs in a row though. Here's a machine gun with 1,000 bullets and
I do hope
Predator.
it maintains a degree of survival horror, but I hope it's more RE4. You know, like RE4 Leon type section, versus RE7 Grace type section.
Oh, cool. The map changed. Neat. What remained inside the hall after the battle was devastating. Many of the audience seats had fled, as the seats that were once brimming with people were only half filled. And the candidate zone down here was littered with bodies of candidates who were mauled to death. Meanwhile, the jar monsters, having eaten their fill, had already crawled back into the jar. I had the thought in my mind that they're gonna do Leon just like they did of Kiryu. Like, we're gonna go through like half this game with Liu just like, you know, with Leon just utterly dominating everything. And then he's gonna cough up blood and he goes, "Fuck, my cancer."
My cancer. And then they're gonna kill Leon.
My cancer. And then they're gonna.
Do they have the balls to kill Leon?
And then they're gonna bring Leon back for like 3 more games of his cancer progressively getting worse.
In the last game, Leon is bald and ancient and still kicking zombie ass. And he dies in an unskippable cutscene at the end of the last game.
I looked around, saw some candidates still holding tightly out of the treasures that each had brought to the contest, even as they drew their last breaths. In the midst of all this destruction stood the cause of this chaos, watching the slaughter play out with assured confidence.
이렇게 우둔하고 나약해서야 어찌 불로를 얻고 불사를 말할 수 있겠느냐? 어떻습니까?
He's well adjusted.
불사의 단서에 더해 거짓을 구한 자들을 없애는 보배까지 가져왔으니 이것이 저의 답입니다.
그 항아리에 진흙을 구해왔구나.
살아남지 못한 이들은 가주의 자격을 갖추지 못했다 보는 것이 옳겠죠.
설가반 합격.
자칫하다가 다 죽어버릴 수 있었는데 합격이라니.
저들의 기준에는 부합되었던 것일 테죠.
겸사겸사 나약한 경쟁자들도 일찌감치 제거해버리고 저자에겐 일석이조였겠군.
혹시라도 2차전에서 만나게 되면 몇 대 후려 갈기는 걸로는 안 끝낼 거다.
28번째 참가자 사씨 가문의 대정.
But no one walked up to the platform. They called for help, but no
모습을
one
드러내지
came.
않았기에
But no one came.
Jia Zheng called a few more names thereafter, but
29번째 30번째.
언뜻 보기에도
Well, definitely sped up the ceremony.
but none appeared.
어떠들 같으니.
확실히 어중이 떠중이들은 전부 죽은 것 같아요.
남은 것들도 죄 지쳐 헐떡이는 것들뿐.
Yoshu looked around as though she was doing some sort of critique.
어?
덩치는
에이? Fucking
이렇게
이야,
왜?
어떤 이런 데서도 자꾸 없어 나타나지.
왜?
He's that
He's
Korean Southern.
Oh.
인사하러 오자.
Grr. Yo. Yoshu, that guy is talking to you, right? And in a very, very rare display of raw emotion, I realized that she was anxious and furious.
알던 분이세요?
뭔
What a unit! He has that fridge build!
저자를 바라보지 마세요, 단테. 그리고 여러분들도
Brick shit house.
아무 말씀도 하지 마시기를 권고합니다.
This is the guy the Merceau I guess
Yeah.
based on.
그러려면 너희들이 급이 되는지는 한번 생각해보고 씹으려야 할 것 아니냐.
저 새끼 손가락이다. 내횡.
엄지는 손가락 중 상명하복의 제일 엄격한 조직입니다. 그리고 저자는 엄지의 카포 중에서도 제일 높은 언더보스 직전의 직급. 자그마한 실수가 큰 싸움으로 번질 수 있으니 전부 조용히 해주실 것을 명령해 주세요, 단테.
I don't know what's going on, but I get it. You're saying that we're this close to having another Ricardo hunting us down, right? Yeah, let's avoid that. Do as fast as ask everyone, please. Leiheng began stopping his way through the crowd toward us, casually but forcefully shoving anyone his way to the sides. His gait was blasé and brutish, but I noticed that his eyes were fixed intently on Ryoshu. It seemed that among the crowd were some people in higher positions as well, but even they either averted their eyes or voluntarily got out of his way. He marched confidently through the frozen crowd as though he was familiar with this kind of reception, till a cry rang out from the crowd.
에바, 너 지금 어느 안전이라고 남궁현아 도련님의 자리까지 와서 시야를 막는 거냐? 이 자리는 장차 4대 가문이 될 우리 남궁.
Oh. Gun. Instead of reply, we heard a blast of gunpowder this other right arm of the man who spoke out catapult into the air. A scream muffled as Leiheng forcibly shoved his giant hand down the man's throat. Then, at the sound of wet meat being pulled apart, he ripped the entire length of the man's tongue out through the mouth.
남궁현아 도련님, 아그들이
Fucking Mortal Kombat style. Just in the middle of the room.
내놔야지.
The young master of some prestigious house presented his right hand, though it was clear that he was utterly terrified. Leiheng proceeded to grab his hand and break it off his forearm like snapping a twig.
반가운 낯짝 봐서 기준 좀 널널하게 잡아준 것인께 허튼 짓 말고 조심해라. 거미적은 그립겠어. 하긴 그리울 리가 있겠어. 나도 갈 때마다 기분이 거시기하더만. 나중에 얼굴 좀 보자. 그때처럼 한 번 더 칼 쥐는 법 좀 제대로 가르쳐줄란께. 아야, 그래도 그중엔 내가 제일 만나게 쓰는 법을 가르쳐줬잖아.
류슈 씨, 아직 때가 아닙니다.
Faust whispered to Ryoshu in a low voice without raising her head.
닥쳐봐.
입사 전의 약속을 아직 기억하시리라. 파우스트는 믿습니다.
어깨에 힘 좀 빼라. 네 데리러 온 것도 아니고 그때처럼 뭘 가르쳐주려고 온 것도 아닌께. 이 새끼 아직 그 집에 있잖아. 아니야?
Ryoshu was grabbing the hilt of her sword like she was about to unsheath it. The same sword she refused to unsheath for the duration of our entire journey.
아닌가?
What in tarnation?
What in tarnation?
일이 있었디야. 나가 그 사정은 잘 몰라서 말이지. 뭐 그래도 뭔 일이 있긴 했는갑네.
Hey?
겁나 재미지다.
It's entertaining to me when like the voice actor just kind of like trails off.
류슈 씨,
In a quiet but coldly stern voice, Faust calls Ryoshu's name. Ryoshu.
아따 웃자스까이. 언더보스시면 안 받을라 그래도 안 받을 수가 없겠네. 다음에 네가 애비들 얘기나 거시기 해보자고. 요시다.
Yoshida. The strange man turns around and stomps his way through the crowd again, his booming voice reverberating across the entire hall as he loudly and boisterously answers the call. He's gotta be here for the family hierarch war, right?
누가 가주가 되느냐에 따라 당분간의 H사 방향이 결정되니 다양한 자들의 이권이 보이지 않는 곳에서부터 눈앞에까지 펼쳐질 테죠.
그래도 히스클리프 씨 이번에는 잘 참아줬네요. 중지 때처럼 사고 치면 어쩔까 걱정했는데.
엄지는 나도 조직 생활 때 몇 번 얽혀봐서 알아. 그리고 중지 거는 나도 진짜 몰랐던 거고. 그리고 저 자식 아마
우리가 마주쳤던 리카르도보다도 강하고 위협적인 강자로 판단된다.
엄지는 엄지대로 어마무시하구려. 중지와는 다른 흉악한 폭력성.
As we were all sharing our impressions of Lei Hang, I found Ryoshu frozen in place in the same position she had been in when Lei Hang walked past her, spacing out.
소집까지인가?
Ryoshu muttered something to herself as even further chaos was about to overtake the crowd and the candidates.
32번째 참가자 가치우.
Jia Zheng called upon the next candidate. And at the mere mention
Jiachu.
of the name, the chaos that swallowed the hall immediately settled into a hushed silence. Jiachu walked up to the platform, unaccompanied by his own faction, but not alone. Who are those people next to Jiachu?
저는 초면이네요. 아, 그렇다면 저분이 가치우 형님이 찾은 블로불사의 답인가 보네요.
대체 어떤 사람들이길래?
전투적으로 그렇게 뛰어난 자들 같지는 않아 보이건만.
오히려 불안한 듯이 연신 두리번거리시네요.
저 자는 도서관의 생존자라고 파우스트는 생각합니다.
Oh, survivors?
피할 수 없었던 어떤 불가항력에서 유일하게 살아남아 그것을 설명할 수 있게 된 자일 수도요.
1차 심사 참가자 가시치우.
Jiachu didn't spend much time behind the curtains. He walked out soon after. You see the expression unchanged when he entered.
증언을 들어보니 확실하구나. 도시의 별을 넘어 결국 사라져버린 그곳에서 살아나온 이가 맞다.
당시 초대장을 구하지 못한 것이 이제 와서 아쉬운 일로 남게 되었군요.
합격.
I mean, not like they were gonna fail him.
Chu's expression did not fit, but
긴장이라는 걸 하긴 했을까?
그럼 남은 참가자는 더 이상 없나? 이 자리에 와주신 4대 가문 모두에게.
Hey, wait a minute.
잠깐만요.
Unlike Jiachu, whose appearance plunged the hall into utter stillness, Hong Lu's sudden interjection roused the room to a roaring chaos of confusion once again.
복?
아직 마지막 참가자가 남은 것 같아서요.
그게 무슨 말이냐? 심사에 나서는 자들의 내역은 이것으로.
제가 남았거든요. 가시 가문의 보옥이 가주 심사에 참가합니다.
This will go over well.
Yeah. It's kind of neat how he's able to do that. And I'm sure there'll be no
또
repercussions.
한 줄 길을 남겼군. 핏물진 길일 뿐이지만 세월.
저거 가보옥 아니야?
저게 왜 이런 자리에? 아니, 그보다 뭘 참가한다고?
예상은 하고 있었지만 엄청나게 시선을 끌고 있네요.
자, 우러러 보시게! 마지막 용사들이 이곳에 당도하였으니!
이상 씨, 왜 다른 일행이 척하고 있어?
don't fucking stand over there, Yusong! Guys, I don't think
He's
they're
prone
taking
to
the
social
announcement too
pressures.
well.
대부분이 당혹감 속에 턱을 일정 이상 벌리고 있거나 분노와 심려가 가득한 얼굴로 소리를 지르고 있다.
Thank you, Merceau. Very. As Merceau observed, I realized that the chaos wasn't restricted to the audiences. The candidates were starting to get agitated too.
저런 놈이지. 겉으로는 실실 웃다가 쥐도 새도 모르게 주변을 멸해버리는 그 더러운 성정.
어떻게 된 거야? 보옥이는 가주대전 참가 안 하는 거 아니었어? 결국 저 멍청이가
모분. 너 뭐 하는 거지?
아까 가만에서 소드 씨가 영수 씨가 그만하면 제 목숨을 걸고 칼을 붙들고 있으라 했어요.
No Ryoshu! Bad Ryoshu!
She mentioned you too, Heathcliff.
머리자 같은 말을 하면
Just Sinclair just holding on to the scabbard, just hanging from it.
정숙하시오. 네 몸에 생책이라도 나면 어쩌려는 겠냐? 지금이라도 모르거라. 어서.
가볼게요, 아버지.
33번째 참가자 가시 가문의 보옥 앞으로.
단테님, 준비되셨죠?
I don't know.
그리고
And then I stabbed myself in the throat.
씨도요?
뭐든지 썰고 싶다. 기분이 굉장히 더럽거든.
파우스트 씨 진짜 괜찮겠죠?
괜찮은 것이 아니라 하더라도 해야 하는 것은 해야 하는 것입니다.
House spoke sternly.
나는 여전히 이 계획이 그리 마음에 들지 않소.
사실 누구도 이 계획을 두 팔 벌려 환영하는 사람은 없어요.
Merceau, I am neutral.
대부분.
Honglu, Ryoshu, and I walked up to the platform. Up close, it was much larger, grander, and more imposing than I thought it'd be.
선을 넘어서 들어오거라.
Once we walked past the curtains, as instructed, we saw Jia Wanxun, Jiamu, and Jia Zheng waiting for us inside.
출가의 생에서
I think it's like Yenshun or something.
Probably.
네가 가주에 도전하는 진귀한 광경을 보게 될 줄이야.
오랜만이에요, 누님. 큐사에서의 생활은 무사 평안하셨나요?
많은 것을 보고 배웠지. 네가 그랬을 것처럼 보가.
이곳에 발걸음을 한 연유가 이것이었느냐?
죄송해요, 할머님. 세간에 밝히지 않는 편이 좋을 것 같았어요.
그렇느냐? 의사를 밝힌 이상 물러날 곳은 없겠지. 그래, 네가 가지고 온 답은 무엇이더냐?
정말 많은 분들이 이 자리에 서서 각자가 찾은 것에 대해 알려주려 했을 거라고 생각해요. 그러니 번잡스럽게 첫마디의 말보다는 눈앞에서 보여드리는 편이 여러모로 좋으실 테죠.
Honglu gave Ryoshu a nod.
네, 괜찮아요.
저희가 그들에게 보여줄 수 있는 답은 단테 씨의 힘으로 언제든 살아날 수 있는 생, 그 자체입니다. 그리고 그걸 제일 극적으로 보여주기 위해서는
The fucking eyes.
그래. 이건 인정해야겠네. 지금까지 나온 참가자 중에서 제일 지루하지 않았다, 보호가.
아, 그렇다면 제가 눈앞에서 목숨을 잃는 편이 제일 효과적이겠네요? 그것도 아주 확실하게요.
그렇습니다.
Can't come back from a vertical
저희
split.
중 한 명이 홍루 씨를 그 목숨을 잃게끔 만들어야 한다는 건가요?
야, 허감이 뭐 그리 거창해? 우리 처음 만났을 때 기억 안 나냐?
Yeah, we had like 4 people die. I bashed your brain in. Ryoshu bashed my brain in.
아무렇지 않게 살해할 수
I think no, Ishmael bashed my brain in. Then Ryoshu bashed Ishmael's brain in.
말을 그렇게?
더 이상 악인들이 아닌 동료들을 해치는 건 싫네.
Dawn died somewhere in there.
해야 할지 모르겠지만 저희 중에서 고통 없고 신속하면서
I believe Dawn at some point impaled her lance through Ryoshu's
이
forehead.
작전을 도와주실 분이 계시는 듯하군요.
Everyone immediately turned to look at.
그래서 어떤 모양으로 패면 되지? 뇌횡, 그 새끼 어디부터 먹었지?
It seemed that slicing Honglu in half did nothing to distract Ryoshu from her own. Their clothes get healed too, right? I feel like it's been implied they do.
Yes, I believe so.
Cause like it'd be really awkward the vertical cut, like ooh.
Ooh. Ooh. Someone get this man a robe.
Jamu watches in silence, motionless in her seat.
뇌까지 절단했군. 이 아이는 이제 생명보험으로도 되살아나지 못할 것이다.
자,
Doing that in front of his dad is pretty fucked up.
That'd be fucking what? That'd be like, oh, my boy.
That's unkind.
가문의 보석을 망가뜨린 죄값은
시계 돌려.
And so it turned to one of the most high-intensity situations I'd ever turned in. I don't believe that at all. Muscle fibers, the nerves, the flesh that was split all began to reconnect like a rewinding videotape.
The clothes?
Wait, what is this at all? Ryoshu's skill with the sword was no joke. I didn't feel even the slightest bit of discomfort. Wow.
Killed Honglu so painlessly, it is completely effortless to bring him back.
I doubt Honglu realized that he died.
못 본 사이에 담대해진 게 분명하구나.
짐승 냄새.
Dark shadows had appeared outside the curtains surrounding us before I even realized what was happening. Hi, Aisho.
소, 닭,
오.
용, 원숭이, 흑수군.
불로 불사의 해답을 찾아오라 하였지. 금기를 무시하고 난장을 피우라 한 것은 아니었는데 이전에 H사를 이끌던 그 가문이 멸문한 지 그리 오래되지도 않았다. 조율자와 발톱이 다시 이 홍원에서 가문을 도륙내게 하는 것은 용납될 수 없는.
Yeah, one shouldn't appear ready to command the Heishu to kill us all, but Yamu silenced with a wave of her hand.
기다리거라.
가문님, 부활이 끝나면 틀림없이 머리가. 그러니 그 전에 끝내야.
일각만 기다리거라.
15 minutes at least.
판단이 섣부르면 반드시 놓치는 것이 있기 마련. 나는 우리의 보물과 불로불사의 단서 두 가지 모두 놓치고 싶지 않구나.
And Hangwu was whole again.
아,
I thought the rewinding was faster than that
정말
overall.
아무런 아픔도 느껴지지 않았어요.
I always like made it like the implication be like that it was not instant, but like near instant. That was a pretty long conversation.
It's not very fast. I think that's why you don't really revive in the middle of battle. Like in lore, Dante is rewinding for like a little bit of time. That's why the sinners have to cover them as they do the rewinding for the dead sinners. That's also probably why in actual battle it doesn't happen.
Yeah, but we also have like tons of battles where it's happening during the battle, just not in like in our gameplay battle. But like at least like the beginning of the game, every battle, like, you know, per them was we just threw ourselves at the wall until it got tired.
Yeah. But I believe those resurrections are taking time even in the battle.
Yeah. I always thought it was like, you know, not instant, but just like you know, a couple of seconds, not.
Talking is a free action. Don't you know?
Talking is a free action.
It doesn't cost any time.
We could have an entire debate.
That was only 2 turns.
할머니, 그리고 원춘 누님.
I'm back. I'm alive. Yeah.
보셨죠? 이게 제가 찾은 불로불사의 방법이랍니다.
오지 않는 건가?
부시불부 시후미도.
Yamu's quiet utterance seemed to dissipate from the forces that surrounded us outside the curtains.
가주 심사 1차 참가자 가복 합격이란다.
가시복 합격. 무슨 술수를 쓴 거지?
분명 홍원을 떠나 한량 같은 여행이나 다닌다 들었는데 그 사이 무슨 묘수를 가져온 거야?
1차 심사 종료. 합격자들은 곧바로 내일 열릴 2차 심사를 준비하라. 2차 심사와의 간극간 후보자끼리 서로 위해를 가하는 것은 금지되어 있다. 이것은 유일한 규칙으로
Don't kill each other.
즉시 탈락된다는 점 양지하길 바란다. 이상.
Soon as Jia Zheng announced at the end of the first round, everyone in the audience seats began rushing toward the first floor. Getting mixed up with that crowd's probably not a good idea. Let's get out of here.
네, 저희는 곧바로 홍로 씨의 방으로 이동하도록 하죠.
And we decided to slip out of here before the curious crowd swept us away. However, as we turned around to leave, boo, stood Jia Chu in our path.
아, 치우 형님이시군요. 1차 대전에 합격한 걸 축하드려요.
도련님도 합격하셨다죠? 축하드려요. 평생토록 가주 자리에는 일말의 관심조차 보이지 않으셨던 도련님이 어쩐 일로 이렇게 주목을 한몸에 받으며 가주대전에 나오셨을지.
뭐 갑자기 욕심이 날 수도 있는 거 아니겠어?
욕심을
Okay,
내는 건
Roger.
도련님이 아니라 그대들의 회사가 아닐런지.
Well, our last meeting didn't confirm it. It sure seems like they know us well.
테두리 안에 있자 하였건을 벌써 가생이에서 난장을 피우다니. 가시춘의 뜻에 휘둘리는 걸로 상황이 끝날 것이라 여겼는데. 주군, 도련님을 너무 과대평가한 게 아니신지요?
아직도 너는 아무것도 하지 않으면 아무 일도 일어나지 않을 거라 믿는 것이냐?
전에 인사도 제대로 못 드렸네요, 치유 형님. 가시 가문의 보옥 정식으로 인사드립니다. 성인이 된 이후론 정식으로 얼굴을 맞대고 인사드리는 게 처음이네요. 그나저나 이화 형님과 경도 씨의 머리는 원래대로 잘 붙여주었나요?
Fucking Heathcliff. Heathcliff was the first to let out a flabbergasted gasp before the other sinners followed us.
홍원의 형제자매끼리는 항상 저런 식으로 인사를 주고받는 게 일상인가 보죠?
보차 씨가 유별나게 상냥한 타입이었나 봐.
탓할 이유가 없는 물음을 던지는가? 일말의 준비도 없이 제 차례가 왔다며 맨몸으로 불길에 뛰어들었나? 여전히 같은 생각이라면 지금까지 그랬던 것처럼 눈에 띄지 않고 조용히 있는 것이 옳았을 텐데.
네, 걱정해 주셔서 감사해요.
Like talking to a brick wall.
Yep.
관조를 흉내내는 말버릇은
Fucking trying to be all like mysterious and.
제가 그랬나요?
Nice to meet you, brother. Noticing Jiao Chu's hand tethered around his weapon, Ishmael quickly jumped in.
아, 1차 심사 통과한 후보자끼리 죽이면 안 된다던 규칙. 저만 기억하는 건 아니죠?
Alamedes.
계속 위협적으로 나오신다면 저희도 다음 수단을 쓸 수밖에 없다는 점을 알아주시면 좋겠는데요. 오티스 씨, 준비는 끝내둔 거죠?
지원군들은 지금 건물 앞까지 도착한 상태다.
어? 우리한테 지원군이 있어.
그래서 섣불리 이동하는 것은 2차 선발을 두고 쓸데없는 무력전이 벌어질 수도 있다는 거지.
허장성세로구나. 애당초 무력은 처음부터 내세울 도리가 아니라 생각한다마는.
여기서 너희와 겨룰 생각은 없다. 가보, 제 그릇에 맞지 않은 것을 담으려 하면 큰 화를 피하지 못할 것이다.
그러나 부딪혀 깨어주고 싶다면 그 또한 술리며 섭리일 테죠.
And at that, they turned around and left us. It seemed they were here only to give us a warning.
Dilu didn't say shit.
조마조마했어요. 가치우 씨랑 그 흑수들이랑 맞붙게 되면
눈치챈 것 같긴 하지만 합은 좋았네요, 오티스 씨.
무례하게 짝이 없는 놈들이었다. 말하는 내내 우리는 쳐다도 보지 않더군.
Zhu Baochai peeked out from a pillar before walking up the Hanwu.
1차 심사 합격한 거 축하해, 보호가. 정말 어떻게 된 일이야? 네가 가주대전에 나올 줄은
I believe the family
꿈에도
name is
몰랐는데.
Shui.
Way. That makes sense.
보차 누나도 1차 심사에서 합격한 걸 축하해.
Well, sure. I'm not really certain.
나한테 숨겼을 정도면 모두에게 알려지지 않길 바랐던 거지?
맞아. 아마 나 때문에 다들 시끌벅적해졌을 것 같네.
괜히 미안해지는구만. 본의 아니게 속인 셈이 되어버렸어.
뭐 어때요? 뻔뻔해지자고요.
이렇게 된 거 네가 가주대전에 나가게 된 걸 다행으로 여기려고. 왜냐하면 내가 가주대전에 나간 사이에 네가 또다시 대관원을 떠날지도 모른다고 생각했거든. 그렇게 되면 너무 섭섭하잖아. 그러니 가주대전에서라도 계속
I
볼
wish
수
my
있게
cough would go
되어서
away, man.
다행이야.
Fair enough. Coughing sucks.
마주치게 되면 누구보다 반갑게 인사해주기야.
Joy Bao-Chai left us to rejoin a fraction, waving sweetly as she did so. Fucking the Doom Eyes.
Ryoshu of Ominous Menace.
Okay, really quick, because that's probably a good stopping place. We have to do our one draws.
Right, of course.
Of course!
And the guaranteed 3-star.
Yes! Probably not that one, because I would get literally nothing.
The guaranteed 3-star will be a 3-star ID you don't have. Or one you do.
Probably one I do. Alright, so I think let's see what I can get. So there's
quite a few standard
these
fare.
ones. And that one that I missed apparently. We got Fire Fist we could get. We have a few event ones we could get.
I think there's a decent chance.
There's a
It's like a 50-50, really.
It's probably something like that. Bow!
Crazy brand new identity. Right here.
Right here.
Right
Bow.
here. Brand new identity.
Alright.
Right here.
Right here.
Right here.
Yep.
Boom. It's
Boom.
just that easy.
Yes, reindeer.
봐봐, 이쁘지? 응? 지금 출동하라고?
Man, Claudia, like, not being happy in, like, any of her
Any
fucking
timeline.
any of her fucking ideas.
She is not allowed to be happy.
She looks happy in this one, though. And to a degree, this one.
I think the Diechi Ryo is happy because she's like the Diechi routinely sacrifice the knowledge in their heads, so they're just like they just don't know a lot, you know.
You know, and Corp Radio is also probably
She found a
happy.
place to belong.
She's
as
also
a
probably
grunt.
happy. Alright. So if all that
Roger is happiest when she's being normal and not overstepping her bounds.
If all of that done, I'd like to thank you for coming. Thank you for coming, and hopefully we'll see you for next one. Have a good night, and we'll see you then. Good